Imagine stepping into an ancient labyrinth. Not just any maze, right? But one that constantly shifts, it sort of breathes, maybe even plots against you.
Yeah, where every pathway twists and turns with, like, its own agenda.
Exactly. And picture deep inside that maze, there's this huge threat, just gathering power, growing stronger.
And the weight of the whole world is resting on your shoulders.
Right. You're on a quest. Every step could be your last. And betrayal. It might just come from somewhere you totally didn't expect.
A pretty intense setup.
It really is. So with that image in mind, we are plunging headfirst today into the Battle of the Labyrinth. This is the fourth book in Rick Riordan's amazing Percy Jackson and the Olympians series.
Which is that classic fantasy and mythology adventure mix, first published back in May 2008.
And our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack the key moments, the strategic shifts and the character changes that make this book way more than just another adventure.
It feels like a real turning point. It fundamentally rewrites the rules for our heroes, doesn't it? Sets the stage for everything after.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for that aha moment, trying to figure out why this book is such a game changer in the series, well, this is for you.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right, let's set the scene. Percy Jackson's school year, well, surprise, surprise, it gets off to a chaotic start.
As it usually does for Percy.
Pretty much. It's quickly disrupted by a monster attack, which leads him back to Camp Half-Blood. But things there feel different, more tense.
There's definitely this sense of dread hanging over everything. Kronos, the big bad Titan Lord, he's getting his power back bit by bit, and his shadow just looms larger.
And this sort of background tension, it leads directly to something huge. It happens during a game of Capture the Flag, of all things.
Yeah, seemingly normal camp activity, right. But Percy and Annabeth, they stumble upon an entrance. Not just any entrance, but an entrance to the labyrinth.
The actual labyrinth of Daedalus.
Yeah.
Myth becomes real.
And terrifyingly accessible. Because this immediately ramps up the threat level. Luke Castellan, Percy's old friend, now Kronos' main guy, he has a plan.
Oh yeah, what's the plan?
He wants to use the labyrinth. Use it as a secret highway, basically. A way to march Kronos' army straight into Camp Half-Blood, completely bypassing its magical defenses.
Whoa. Okay, so the enemy finds a back door. That changes everything.
It puts immense pressure on them. And strategically, who do you turn to?
Annabeth Chase, of course, daughter of Athena.
Yeah.
She's given the quest. She has to navigate this living maze, find Daedalus, its creator.
Hoping he holds the key to stopping Luke. Or maybe closing the labyrinth somehow.
And her team selection is interesting, right? Percy, obviously. Grover, the satyr, and Tyson, Percy's Cyclops half-brother.
Which, putting a Cyclops in a shifting maze seems counterintuitive.
A little, but maybe necessary.
It's an unlikely team, but yeah, maybe essential. Their journey through this labyrinth, it's not like a straightforward quest. It's more like a relentless gauntlet.
Just one danger after another.
Constantly. The book really emphasizes the sheer variety. You've got terrifying monsters like Campy, and then these really dangerous, morally gray figures. People like Ethan Nakamura, Geryon Antaeus.
Right, not just mindless monsters.
Exactly. But beyond the creatures and people, the labyrinth itself is almost a character. It's always changing, full of ancient traps, and it throws these psychological trials at them too.
So it messes with your head as much as trying to physically stop you.
Absolutely. It's a mental and emotional marathon, not just physical. Really wears them down.
That sounds incredibly draining. But amidst all that chaos, there's something else happening, right? Grover's quest.
Yeah, that's running parallel. His lifelong mission to find Pan, the lost god of the wild.
And incredibly deep inside the labyrinth, he actually finds him. He finds Pan's resting place.
Which is just, wow. But it's not quite the triumphant discovery you might expect. It's actually profoundly poignant, almost bittersweet.
How so?
Well, Pan tells Grover his spirit is fading. His time is over, essentially. He explains that the natural world, its future, it now depends on mortals like Grover to carry on his legacy.
So, the god is stepping back, leaving it to them.
Pretty much. It's a powerful message, but also kind of chilling. It's like this admission of divine withdrawal. It forces the demigods and, us as readers, to confront that the gods aren't always going to swoop in and save the day.
Their power isn't absolute, or maybe their focus is shifting.
Exactly. Their influence is receding, and the future, certainly of the natural world, rests on mortal shoulders now.
That really does shift the dynamic. Wow. Okay, so while Grover's having this profound moment, the main group, they eventually find Daedalus.
Right, but not as they expect. He's been hiding in plain sight as Quintus, the swordsman instructor back at camp.
Using a mechanical body he transferred his consciousness into. That's some next-level invention.
Classic Daedalus. Brilliant, but complicated, and deeply conflicted. He reveals he was manipulated by Luke, helped him navigate parts of the labyrinth.
Oh, so he was working with the enemy. That's a huge betrayal.
Initially, yes. It adds this layer of moral ambiguity. He's not just a victim or a hero. He made bad choices under pressure, maybe desperation.
But he does eventually side with Camp Half-Blood.
Yes, ultimately. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, his final act, sacrificing himself to close the labyrinth, it's massive.
It stops the invasion.
It stops the main invasion route, yes. Severs that direct access Luke wanted. But it's more than just tactical. It feels like redemption.
A moment of choosing the greater good after everything.
Exactly. It's a core example of that heroism and sacrifices theme.
Yeah.
It shows even someone tormented, someone who made huge mistakes, can find a way to make amends, find honor in the end.
It's a powerful moment. But you mentioned it stopped the main route. Does that mean?
Yeah, despite Daedalus' sacrifice, it wasn't a perfect seal immediately. Kronos' forces still manage a partial invasion of Camp Half-Blood.
Oh man, so the battle still happens.
It does, and it's fierce, desperate. It's not just a minor skirmish. It's a real fight for the camp's survival.
And this is where we see Percy step up.
Big time. This battle really showcases his growth as a leader. Remember in earlier books, he'd often rely heavily on Annabeth for strategy.
Right, he was more the fighter.
Here, he's actively taking command. He's directing defenses, leading counterattacks. It's not just about his powers anymore. It's genuine battlefield leadership emerging under, like, the most intense pressure.
He's becoming the hero prophecy demands.
You really see it crystallize here. But the battle, even with their defense, leads to the most chilling moment of the book. The real climax, in a way.
Which is?
Kronos. He fully reincarnates. He takes physical form by possessing Luke's body.
Oh, wow. So Luke is gone or trapped inside.
It's horrific. That possession isn't just a physical change. It's this gut-wrenching twist for Luke's whole story arc. You know, the fallen hero, now the vessel for the ultimate evil.
That makes the final confrontation, whenever it comes, incredibly personal and tragic.
Totally. The enemy isn't just some abstract Titan lord anymore. It's someone they knew, someone Annabeth cared for deeply, now wearing the face of their greatest enemy.
So the book ends with Kronos fully back in Luke's body, and the labyrinth mostly closed, but the camp still vulnerable.
Exactly. It sets the stage with absolute chilling clarity for the final showdown. You know the war is here now. It's undeniable. Everything points towards the fifth book, The Last Olympian.
Okay, so stepping back, what does this all mean? The Battle of the Labyrinth. It's not just another quest. It feels like a crucible, like you said.
Definitely. It forces these young heroes to face much deeper stakes, both personal and global. It prepares them, hardens them for what's coming.
And the themes here are just so rich and woven together.
Absolutely. You've got heroism and sacrifice everywhere. Daedalus, obviously. But also think about Grover accepting Pan's legacy. That's a huge, difficult choice with world-changing implications.
And identity and destiny are still huge, right? Percy and Annabeth grappling with the roles the gods seem to have planned for them. Can they defy prophecy? Can they forge their own path?
That question hangs over everything. And tied into that is war and loyalty. The tension is palpable. The war with the Titans is coming, and it forces everyone to choose sides. Demigod alliances are tested, friendships are strained.
You see who stands where, and the potential cost is devastating.
And we can't forget Grover's quest again. It's such a core exploration of environmental responsibility, you know, the loss of the wild, humanity's impact. It's a call to action woven into the fantasy.
It really feels like a pivotal moment in the whole saga. The stakes are undeniably higher than before.
Oh, much higher. The tone gets darker, too. There's less of the lightheartedness of the earlier books, maybe.
Yeah, it feels more mature. The characters are dealing with complex moral choices, real loss, serious growth.
And Riordan masterfully deepens the mythology of the world while laying all this essential groundwork for the final conflict. It's intricate plotting.
Okay, so just to recap our deep dive here, we've journeyed into the Battle of the Labyrinth, looked at the labyrinth itself as this shifting strategic battlefield.
Explored the really profound character arcs like Annabeth's leadership, Grover's burden, Daedalus's redemption.
And faced that truly terrifying rise of Kronos in Luke's body. Understanding this turning point, it really does enhance the whole series experience for you, doesn't it?
It adds so much depth knowing what they went through here.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about. Given Pan's spirit fading, his legacy basically being handed over to mortals like Grover. What does that say about our own responsibility?
You mean us as mortals towards the world around us?
Yeah. Even without literal mythological threats, Pan's message about carrying on the legacy, protecting the natural world, it feels very relevant.
It's a question of enduring legacy, isn't it? Maybe the gods, in their own way, are entrusting that legacy to us now. Makes you think.